All right, so one of the ways you can start to find these documents is through our collections portal. If you go to the Maine website and click on the menu and it drops down collections, explore our collection, you'll wind up here, which is searching our PastPerfect database. And if you want to hone in on just what's in the archives, you can unclick all of the blue boxes over there that are not archives, and that will sort of limit your search that way. And then if you put something, you have a lot of fields you can search by. Description is probably the broadest. So if we put in description something like sardine, and hit search, the database will chew through and see what we have. And it will think about it. But so PastPerfect, this particular search database will search all of our archival material. And we'll also, if you wanted to, if you don't uncheck all the boxes, you'll also be able to see what we have that is a photograph or an object that is related to whatever you're searching for as well. There we go. So here we have results, and these are all collections that we have in the Penobscot Marine Museum. So if you can click on Maine Sardine Council, Gina, we'll go to the record. And so we have the title of the record up top there, types of materials it is, and then in description, there's 2 paragraphs here. Or in description, we have a description of what kinds of documents are in the collection. And that's trying to say, what are the things you will find here? Below that, we have something called an admin biographical history. And that's talks about what the entity is that created it. In this case, is the Maine Sardine Council, which was established to promote the sardine fishery. And so because it was established to promote the sardine fishery, the kinds of documents that they produced are mostly promotional, and that will help you, figure out whether or not it's what you want in looking at research. And if you scroll down a little bit farther, we see a blue link in the middle that says finding aid available here. If you click on that, it will come up with the full finding aid. What we have in PastPerfect is a summary. The full finding aid, if you scroll through, it has some boilerplate language up front. And then we get the same kinds of things. We have a brief description up top, so you can see quickly if this is something you're interested in. Subject headings, keep going. Related materials, so if you're interested in this, but maybe something a little different, that'll tell you what's there. Historical note and scope and content, the same 2 fields, who made this and what is it? And then at the bottom, we have something called the box and folder list. And this is the folder by folder listing of what is actually in the collection. So if you're interested in something but not sure if it's there, you can read through this and find out. You can also then, when you come to visit the library, zero in on what you're most interested in relatively quickly and maximize your time while here. All right, thank you. So another way we can search for manuscripts is through the Maine InfoNet Library System, or MILS. This is also linked through the Penobscot Marine Museum's page. And it has a similar search engine, but it pulls from slightly different fields. So sometimes if you don't find something in PastPerfect, you can come over to MILS and it will show up for you. So Gina, if you put in lobster boat, and instead of view entire collection, put in Penobscot Marine Museum. Submit. And anything with the little yellow box over there is going to be our archival material. And the same thing happens. You can click on the link in the title. And you get a description of what the collection is. And in the middle, there's a link to the finding aid. So same thing, help you see what you've got. And the third way of accessing our archives, which is pretty exciting, is that they're starting to pop up now in Google results. So if you're Googling somebody specific related to Maine's maritime history, you might actually find us. So in this case, if we put in J.H. Lane, Searsport, Maine, with Google, it helps be specific because they're searching so many things. Maine. Don't you notice that right there at the top of the page, we have a link to the Brig J.H. Lane papers. And sure enough, here we are again at our own finding aids. So you may see this in the future, and it's certainly very exciting to us to have this showing up in something like Google. All right, so that concludes the bit about how to find these things.